Just 2 more minutes. I'm just setting up everything. And good morning. Okay, I'm going to dive straight into it. There's nobody in here right now, which is fine. I don't mind. I'll just be talking into the echo chamber. It's like shouting down a well. But I'll explain what I started yesterday and kind of an intro what we're going to do today. Let me see. Let me get my main screen back on. What if the music's a bit loud-ish? A little quieter, so you can hear my voice more clearly. Hope I'm coming through well. I mean, there's no one else to confirm it, but here we are. Let's open up Unreal Engine as well. Maybe be easier to explain what we've done. Because today we'll be using trim sheets to finish off the organ pipes. Just wait for this to load and we can see it. It's on my other screen for some reason. Let's chuck it over. Okay. So we finished our organ player. So that's all fully textured, modeled. I might want to make a little lamp on it just to highlight it, but we haven't got that far yet. But the back of it is all the pipes and the organ itself. Now I'm kind of wondering if it needs to be a little chunkier. Which it might need to be. I just made this simple block out mesh of kind of the size of what it needs to be. Which I put into Blender. And I've started to put my pieces on it. We're literally going to build it up using... I can hide the organ as well, actually. There we go. So it just uses these few pieces. So there's 2 trims. It's probably easier to see it on the Substance version of it. So there's 2 trims. So there's like a cornice, and then I think this is for the arch. And then this is just a piece of wood. I think we got textures to show. If they loaded. There would be. Actually, there isn't on here, actually. Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. So we've got a piece of wood, which we'll use to like fill out everything else. We got the cornice and then the arch. And then our pipe. But we also want the pipe to be any length. So it could be taller or it could be shorter. So we've got a top part of it. And then we've got the bottom part of it. And if we jump to Substance on how we set up this sheet, you've got the top part of the tube. Bear in mind this is not finished texturing. I've literally just slapped on some base materials. But you got the top part of the tube. So if the UV extends off the left or right, it'll repeat. It's like Pac-Man, it'll just repeat. So you literally have a tiling section of it. So this end should tile with this end. So then when you do go over it, it should look seamless. It's the same with the cornices here and here, and this one as well. Now I'm not sure if this is going to work out the way I want it to work out, but I've put a quarter of it as a tiling wood piece, so I can put 2 of them together, or you know, I can stack them up or can stack them to the side, and we can build up the sides of the walls of this thing. And then everything else is just sort of thrown into this other corner, which is a little flue or flute. I don't even know what you call this thing. Partly organ pipe, where the noise is made. And then what we'll do is, right now what we're doing is we put these base materials on so I can see them. We are in Blender again. And we're taking those pieces and we are constructing our organ. So I have a little reference picture. And we're just going to use those pieces to rebuild it without moving any of the UV's information on it. So in the end, it'll use less texture space for more things, if that makes sense. In other words, we can, because it's such a large object, we can get more detail out of it using tileable texture sets, which are known as trim sheets. So you've got like the cornice here, which is repeating that texture along the side. We've got it up here as well, here, here. Then we've got that arch that I created here. And we've also got our organ pipes as well. I still haven't done the shell yet. This is still part of the block out. I might want to beef up the back a bit because it's quite thin. I only have one other picture of this organ as well. If I can find it in my reference. But it's not a very good one. Not a very good picture. But I think it gives you the general idea of what it needs to look like. Not sure if we'll have it white. Kind of like this woody looking effect, but we'll see how it fits in the scene. It's just there's a lot of stuff that's in here that is you know, white. Maybe it'll help that isn't. But we'll see that when we come to texturing it properly. Right now, I just really want to construct it, and then it should just be easy to replace any materials that are on it, since we have this substance file. That was a lot of information in, like, I don't know, a couple minutes, but that is what I'm going to try and do. I might be interrupted at some point, because I might be expecting a phone call, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it goes. So if I have to, like, dart off for a few minutes, I will let you know. But yeah, let's see where I was left off. I was gonna mirror this to this side. I still need to fix up the tops of these tubes as well. And then it looks like something's going wrong here, which is interesting. I'll have to double check their UVs, or I might have to remake them, because I might have accidentally moved them. Yeah, they look all a bit screwed. Which is never fun. So I'll fix that later. Same with these ones. What did I do wrong? Might have to remake them. Because sometimes I accidentally leave this on. Which is known as swimming in other programs. So when you move it, it like essentially ruins it. That's going to be annoying. I had that all perfect yesterday. This is why you always have to check. Always check. So I might need to remake these pipes. Or I'll copy the UVs from one that is working. Actually, let's sort that out now. Ooh, I have to answer that email as well. Sorry, I was just looking over to my emails. I do have someone coming over tomorrow. I need to send a deposit for... I'm basically getting a new boiler in the house, which is never fun to do when it's winter. So I need to make sure that's done in a second. So I might have to dart off for a few minutes just to do that. Anyway, let's separate these, because we have a version of this that's intact. I believe it's intact. So it'll be the tube. Okay. Let's put the material on it. I know it's already got it on it. That's okay then. So this one's correct. These ones are incorrect. I wonder if I can copy the UV coordinates from this to those, and that should fix them. I might have to separate them. Separate by normal. It's not fun when you realize you've made a mistake and you have to correct it. But can happen. So we'll link and transfer the data. And if I remember correctly, copy UV maps. And I'm not sure which one I have to select first. I know it. I wonder if I could just do it with all of them like this. So if I select, no, object, link and transfer again, copy UV maps. No. Okay. It has to be The model has to be exactly the same. So I'm going to have to do this one by one. Which is not fun at all. I'm just select all of it by pressing L. Press P to like... I wonder if I could put my... I used to have like keystrokes, and I can't remember where that is gone. I think the... So you can see what keys I'm pressing. Screencast keys, that's the one. Screencast keys. Oh, as well. Okay. Yeah, you can see what I'm pressing now. So I don't have to explain all the time just in case you miss it. Let's separate all these. Okay, now we just have to keep repeating till these are all fixed. I think I have to do the same with the tube at the top. I'm not sure if the tube at the... Yeah, the tube at the top is a bit... What must have happened was I had this enabled where it swims the UV. And obviously I moved the object around in edit mode and it moved all the UVs. And I didn't check. It's happened many times before. It's a common mistake. It's alright, you can correct it. Oh. Not very fun to correct it, but you can correct it. Let's see. Just keep going. P. Just keep going. A couple more on this one. Okay. I need to think now. I might have to just remake the tops of these. Which is kind of annoying. Might have to select it by UV actually. Which is not going to happen. It's completely broken. Okay, I got another idea how to select it. Select that section like that. Section like that. So I don't want to include the... Because I haven't UV'd the top. They're created using the trim. I won't be able to link and transfer UVs because it's not exactly the same topology as my corrected version. So we're just going to isolate the outside of the tube. And we're going to... So then we can link and transfer the correct UVs to it. make sure this this never happens again. Oh, keep pressing that up for some reason. Almost there. Okay. Have all our separate tubes. Let's that ref says at the top. Let's hide it. Let's get our tube. It's the top bit of the tube. Tube pipe. I'm sure it's called pipe because it is a pipe. Yeah, this one's correctly UV'd. Casper, hey mate, glad to catch you live. I've been watching your streams yesterday all day. Really? I didn't realize many people. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, that's why I upload them there. I'm glad you're actually enjoying them. Yeah, I usually stream in the morning. I'm in England, so it's kind of like a weird schedule because most people probably stream in the evening. But I'm not at work in the evening. I take the time off. This is my job, so yeah, it's good to have you here. That's cool. I'm glad that people are actually enjoying watching the streams back. Makes it worthwhile. Yeah, it is kind of an odd schedule, though. I do agree. Well, I will say anyway. It is an odd schedule. I'm sure most people are at work if they're in England, and most people in America are asleep or something like that. So it's probably like the least traffic time. Okay, anyway. Sorry if I don't read your messages like straight away. It's like on my second monitor in the corner furthest away from my eye. I should probably put it on the other side, but sometimes I need like stuff that's for work on like the closest side of this screen, like if it's a reference picture or something. So that's why it's always over every now and again, and try and answer any questions that anybody may have. All right, we're still doing this. Still copying these things over. I just find it fascinating that you watched them all day. That's really good, though. Okay, almost there. Almost there just for these tubes. I haven't even started the other ones yet. That's it. I'll have to fix the tops and redo those. So we'll do that later. We'll do that in a bit, actually. We'll keep them separate for now. Still need to fix these ones as well. It's alright, man. Got to say, your work... It's really hard to see with this stupid emoji thing. Your works are awesome. Ah, sweet. Thank you. Honestly, thank you. It's kind of odd, like... Because I work at home, and I feel like I'm in, like, a little bubble. I'm not really connected to the outside world, like, knowing exactly what people may think of my stuff. So it's always really nice to hear directly. I mean, I do post on Twitter and things like that. I don't know. The reality of it just doesn't sink in quite as easily on social. So I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you like my work as well. This song is a bit... This one's called Chilled Cat, apparently. Oh no, it's by Chilled Cat. We'll leave that song. Sorry, I'm listening to like non-copyright music. Just so that the YouTube overlords don't flag me for anything malicious. Ooh. Okay, that wasn't on the right selection, that's why. Right, we're just going to do essentially the same thing. Okay, I've got a phone call at the moment, so I'm going to just pause it right here. I'll be back with you in a minute. Sorry about that, guys. Just give me a moment. I just need to respond to this email. A little bit of a busy morning. I did want to get this stream in though, so I'm gonna set this up now and just respond to it. I can still talk in your ear hole while I'm doing it, but so if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them simultaneously while trying to write this email. It's just, I just need to sort this out. Real life takes over my work life, and it kind of crosses and weaves in between. Once all this stuff is sorted out, then I can really just concentrate on work. Okay. We're almost there, guys. I just need to fill in a few things. Wait. Yeah, I do apologize. I have to do this. Thought I'd have it sorted out before I started streaming, but hey, here we are. I just need to do that. It's the details again. Almost there. Almost there. Oh wait, reference. Just bear with me, guys. We can get back to fixing my model. And send. There we go. Finish. Close all that. Okay. No more distractions. Where are we? Back to our main screen. Oh, sorry. Just had to get that out of the way. Before it got on top of me, or before I forgot. Yes, it was kind of important. Okay. So I'm going to just continue linking these. Link and transfer, link and transfer. Okay. Right. That one is done. Need to fix the tubes as well on here. Should be easy. Just repeat the same process. Link and transfer. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? Interesting. Oh, it's not separated. For whatever reason. There we go. We've got it. We got it. And once I have all these tubes set up, they should all be, well, it basically just need to be cleaned up, and then they're set in stone basically. The rest of it would just be doing the body of this cabinet. I think there's also like these little brackets as well, which we're just going to create using just our flat plane, and we'll model it, and then we'll use that space on the UV sheet to texture it, And then we'll use a weighted normal and bevels to hold its shape and shade it correctly in the engine. Because with nanite, we can do something like that. Well, we can do something like that better than you could have done before. You can add a lot more geometry. Now, I wonder if this is going to work because it's inverted. No, it's also... Ah, okay, we're going to have to just remove them and redo them. She isn't too hard to redo. Ah, it's looking better. We can get rid of those. We'll mirror that over here. So we have two sides of the tubes. Pipes. Oh, that was my earlier attempt. So we can hide that. So I try to make like them going smaller. I don't think they like uniformly go smaller. I think so. I did like this one goes smaller, then this, then this, then this, then this, and then I made like the height of them different. And it sort of worked. It just worked. Now we're going to try and base our cabinet off this one. Like I shown before. The only really good other reference image I have is this of this lady or man. I think it's a lady playing the organ with this angle. It sort of gives us the idea of the shape of the thing. I mean, it doesn't have to be 100% the same. But as long as we capture like the essence of it, I'll be pretty happy. It's always good to have some sort of reference to base your work off. Just so you kind of get something from reality, if that's what you're trying to capture, at least anyway. Even if it isn't from reality, it's good to have like a drawing or anything just to aid you. Just take a sip of water. I am feeling a bit better this week. Please. Didn't realize my notifications were still on. So ignore my WhatsApp messages. Right. Now with this, we can't swim the UV, so I can't select like this edge and drag it and it will repeat. It can't do that. I'd have to duplicate the mesh, just simply because it's only using like this quarter. And if I go off, say down this way, it's going to start coming up from here. It's the same with this way and that way. I mean, you'll be able to see it if I do it, but so if I turn on swimming, you can see how it like repeats the UV that way and also that way, and that's just not what we want. We want this wood piece. So we're going to turn the swimming off. I'm going to build up this edge first. Should be quite simple. Literally just have to put this in place and rotate it to where it needs to be. I need to make sure it's facing the right way. There's no this shows in the shaded view it shows like double-sided materials, but I've got like back face culling on here, so you can see that's invisible and that's visible. That's the way that the normal is facing, or the face is facing. The face is facing. Yeah. So we're going to duplicate this upwards using an array. So I'll put that on Z, put that on 1 on Z, and 0 on everything else. We don't want to move it any other direction. And we'll just copy it until it exceeds where we need to be, which is here. think before I do that, I think there's a slight... I want this slight crease at the top. So you got the cornice, and then you got like a wood panel piece there. So maybe I'll create that first. Let's put this over here. And then we'll trim it down to size. So we'll get another piece of wood. Maybe I'll use the same piece. I'll just copy it and move it up. Remove its array. We'll just hide this one for now. We want this one. Oh, remove that array. Let's say it's up to this line that I've already got marked out. I think that's why I marked that line there. So we want it to jot out. I wonder if I can. I haven't. Okay, so we can alter it. It's just a bit of like fudging around, but I want to move this out and this out so it can. So this lips over that. It'll become clear once I do it. But I want it by a set amount. Maybe minus 0.02. So that's 2 centimeters, I believe. So we want to move this edge here to here. I don't know if I want to stretch the texture or do it properly. I think we should do it properly. Even though you won't notice like a 2 meter stretch. 2 centimeter stretch, sorry. So just duplicated the wood again. I'm going to cut it there. I'm going to delete that face. Join this. And we can merge it as well. And we also want to slice it up here as well. And just cut off the excess. It's kind of a weird way of modeling. You know, you look at like a structure or a piece of furniture or something, and you break it down in its elements. Say if you were making a table, you'll just model one table leg, and you'll model the tabletop, and then you'll rebuild the table with just like the table leg and the tabletop. It's sort of like, that's kind of what I'm doing right now with this. I think we want to do the long edge first. Oh, rotate it 90 that way. And we will need to create an array. I believe it'll be on the Y. Yes, it's on the Y. We just want to go all the way along. I think that'll be okay. We're gonna, and we need to mirror it around this corner. So I'm gonna steal my little empty that I have. And we're going to add a mirror modifier. We select the empty. And we want to use a bisect. Now it's the wrong way around, so we want to do it again. I don't like how it's got like this square here. So we're just going to move it over until that disappears. So we got this clean cut. It's not mirroring it in exactly the correct space, because this isn't in the exact correct space. Should be now. And again, we still need to get rid of that, because I moved it. There we go. So now we've got a nice clean cut, but obviously got this gap, which we need to correct with this. I think I'm going to be a little bit lazy. You'll understand why. Because otherwise I'd have to separate them, move them, and then swim the texture. It just you'll never notice it in the end. You'll never see it. So what it's doing is it's like when I drag it, it stretches. But we're only stretching it by a tiny amount. So when it does stretch, you know, you're just not going to see it. Honestly, not going to see it. Unless you're really, really inspecting it. But I doubt you will. Okay. That's neat. We want... I think we'll mirror this in the middle as well. So I'm going to reset all the transforms so my pivot is down in the center. And we want to mirror that perfectly over here. We want to bisect it as well. So now we got the same here as we have here. And once we're happy with that, which we are, well, I am anyway, we can collapse it. I'm going to copy one of these as well, actually, because I might need to use it in another space. I just want this piece. I might use it elsewhere. And I don't want to remake it. I just simply don't. So now let's collapse this. And then we can trim the excess. Which is super easy. Look on the side. Select it all. Delete. Let's tools flatten that and this edge too. Well, we're not flattening it. Not correctly anyway. There we go. By the way, let me see. Sorry, I just catched up with the chat. For those corner turns, I use shearing tool, but your method looks great. Shearing tool? I don't know this one. What is a shearing tool? My method's alright. I mean, I think I've said this in a lot of the other streams. I don't claim to be like the biggest expert on Blender. I don't claim to be the biggest expert in any of these programs. I mean, you use them day to day, but you know, once you discover a workflow that you gel with so well, you rarely kind of break out of it. And I don't know. This is just the way I do things, and I think there's like a million ways to do the same thing. And it's like that with any of these programs. There's like a million ways to make a game in Unreal Engine. There's a million ways to, so you kind of find your own groove, don't you? But I mean, if your method's better than mine, I'd love to hear it. What else do you say? It says, by the way, my internet's terrible, so the stream keeps freezing. I'm a few minutes behind. I apologize. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm always a bit behind, like looking in this chat. So don't worry. I'm literally watching in, oh my god, 144p quality. Can you see anything? That's crazy. What's your download speed? That must be really bad. So I get I'm lucky in this house. I get gigabit, which is insane. But the thing about having gigabit internet is if you're doing it over Wi-Fi, there isn't really much like a router that's got that same strength unless you're paying like stupid amount of money on them. So I've bought a really nice router for it, but still I'm not getting the full speed that I pay for in because it's just the router's in just such a weird position in the house. It's at the front door, and if you want to run cable through the whole house, it's a bit awkward, so I prefer not to. We haven't stretched this edge as well. We'll do that in a minute. I'm just marking the bevels for this piece of wood, because it doesn't have a normal map. It's using that tileable space. We do need to apply a weighted normal, but I do like using it as a general practice now, simply because you can have that much more geometry in your meshes when using Unreal Engine, that I'd like to put the little bit of extra geometry in it. So I've marked like the bevel edges. So I'm going to use a bevel modifier, and we're going to do it by weight. And then we need 2 segments, and we need to make it smaller than that. And then we can also apply our weighted normal and smooth it. So you should have something like that. I think the wood's going in the wrong direction. I should have rotated it. I'm such an idiot. I wonder if I can easily. Oh yeah, I can. I think. Yes. I want to rotate it. No, I can't really rotate it that easy. What we need to do is we need to put it in the exact position here, and I don't really know how to do it properly, but I'm going to do it the way I would do it, if that makes sense. Sort of just rambling in my own brain here. So I've selected like both the wood that's UV'd correctly, and then this is my new wood trim bit up here, and I just want to align these two here and here correctly, and put it in this space as well. So I'm going to put vertex snapping on and make sure that these vertices on the UV are exactly where they need to be. So then when it does tile, it should be seamless. And it doesn't matter if it's anywhere up and down this, we can put that anywhere. So I'm going to put it there, doesn't matter. So it should be between like these cut lines, perfectly seamless. You can't see it. So it's there and there. You shouldn't be able to see it. And we have we have the orientation of the wood grain going horizontally rather than vertically, because you'd have it horizontally. If you had it vertically, it would be weaker. So they would construct it so it goes horizontally. Let me see, what else are we saying in the chat? In the edit mode, you can see the shearing tool at the bottom of the left-hand side on your screen. It's a pink logo. You should turn it on in the gizmo to use. Oh, let me have a look at that. Move edge. Shear. Interesting. Let me test that. Okay, I see what you're saying here. That's kind of cool. I like using like the empties and the mirror with the bisect, because you can do any kind of angle you want pretty easily, and it's like it's also non-destructive, and it's controllable. So if you make a mistake and you don't collapse your modifiers, you can tweak these empties, so what angle it will pivot on. because sometimes I do stuff and then I don't notice it until later. That's a nice little technique. Thanks for teaching me. No, I can't see anything, but you can hear me though. Excuse me. My throat is kind of like a bit clammy today, but hang on a second. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm just organizing an engineer for my boiler. There's nothing. My boiler's not broken. It just drips, and it's 12 years old. So I need a new heating boiler in the house. Unfortunately, this is why I hate being an adult. I have responsibilities of things. Okay. This one also has like kind of the same, but there's like a gap underneath it. It's kind of odd. Should make it the same, shouldn't I? Yes. Yes, you should. I'm just wondering if I might need to raise this slightly. And this appears to be maybe thinner than that. These decisions you need to make. What we'll do is I think I'd like to have another side to this. So we'll copy it, we'll flip it around, and then we'll stick it there. Combine them all together, merge the vertices, and ooh, we have to also correct the UV as well. Do the same thing we did with the other one. So we can rotate it like that, but I need... Where is it? I need this and this. And I need to, again, make sure that they are perfectly matched so we can get the tiling effect. And we can place it anywhere again. I've placed it a little bit different than the top one, so there is like a slight variation at least. So let's do that again. Let's do essentially the same thing again. We're going to make another trim around this top here. We want it like there. Oh, it's a bit finicky. Want it there. Okay, let's keep that for now. Add an array. So we do the same thing. Just copy it all the way along. Don't have to be particularly neat about it. We're gonna get our empty. I'm gonna put it here. Just make sure that it's on the correct corner, which is there. And we're gonna get our mirror modifier again and select the empty. Okay. Just gonna slide again. We got that little, can't really see it. Let's hide that. We got that horrible to it. Also need to bisect it. We need to flip the bisection. Oh, now it's gone. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure that it's definitely not there by just smooching it in a little bit. Technical term, smudge. Do you know what? I don't think we need No, we do. I can see it now. Ignore what I was going to say. Let's continue. Ooh, I didn't copy that, did I? So just so I have one that I keep. Because I might need to use it again. That's why I like doing it. If I make a piece, I'll always keep like a copy of it. Just in case I need to reuse it. Here we go. Do love a bit of trim sheet modeling. Okay, that's all. Well, we merge it all. That's all done. So we merged all the vertices together, so these are all welded. We want to trim the excess now. Very easily done. So we slice there, slice there. I also want to slice all of this. Should be okay. We want to flatten that as well. Do you see how it's still got like that angle? I'm just going to flatten it by view. There you go, that angle is now gone. Not bad. We also want to bevel the edges again. I think we've got an extra edge to bevel on here. Oh, doesn't seem to be welded as well, actually. Hang on a second. Wow, what a delight. I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why that's happened. Yeah, when you're moving really fast and then something just goes wrong for some reason. So I'm gonna correct that on this half and then mirror it. I have no idea why they're not welded together. They should have been on top of each other. But no matter. Good thing I caught it. We can just... That's odd. That's very odd. Ah, it's flipped the wrong way. There we go. Okay. We understand it now. We're just going to fix these up. Shit happens. These things could be easily overlooked and you'd have some horrible aliasing or light leaking or something that just won't look right when you put it in engine, because you have this like basically like a pixel sized gap. It's always good to like make sure that your mesh is, well, it is correct and like clean. It certainly does help. Oh, it's okay. I think it's because this is where it mirrors. Yes, it is. Right, then we can collapse that. Right, that should be... So now when I select that edge from here, it should select it across the whole thing. That's how I noticed that it wasn't welded, because it was only selecting one when I was holding, is it Shift, Alt, and click? But we've corrected that now. It should be okay. So I'm going to bevel it by weight again. You could bevel it by angle, but I like to make sure like where I put the line is where it will go. I don't want the computer to sort of decide on an angle. I want to say where it is and where it's not. It makes me feel a bit more comfortable that way. I have to think now. Need a weighted normal. I'm just wondering if this is just a tad sharp. I might make the top one a bit sharper as well. So like this crease here is less prominent. Okay, we'll just double check our... See if we can spot a seam. I don't see a seam. It's seamless. Okay. I hope the stream's coming in correctly, because sometimes I'm looking in the YouTube studio and it's saying like there's not enough video to maintain a smooth streaming experience, but hard for me to tell if that's true or not. I mean, it seems fine in a little preview. I'm sure it is. Yeah, we might need to fudge a few things now, just to get this pipe like not being clipped by that. So I'm gonna move that up slightly. I think a bit more than that as well, actually. I think something like that. Just wonder if we want to... We might need to fudge these as well. Like shrink them slightly so they can fit better. But I don't want to do that now. We'll do that in a bit when we start putting things in place. Okay. We want our little reference back up. We want the wood that we arrayed earlier. I'm gonna clean up any materials. Sweet. Now I'm thinking. Yeah, okay, we'll just do it like that. We'll copy another one. We need to do it all along here and along there as well. Just thinking. It's the best way to do this. I think. Oops. For some reason that was like rotated wrong. Yes, okay. I think should put this here, and we should put another array on the Y rather than X. We'll get it going across like so, and then collapsing the modifiers, collapsing these, and then doing the same for this over here. We want a 180 degree. Put that into position there. Okay, so we've collapsed this one. Let's make sure that they're all merged as well. Then we want to trim here. Get rid of the excess here. I want to combine all these. And then also we want to trim the top. Like so. We have that. There's also some detail work on here, which I'll have to probably do as well. I wonder if we just get the main structure done first, and then do that. Just deciding what order I want to do it in. We also want to trim that as well. I think we want to take out the middle, because there's all these other bits that are going to go over the top. I might do that after though, just in case I need to keep some parts of it, because you never know. I say we get the guts done first, like the main structure of it done first, and then go back and see where we need to add detail and tweak it and change it and clean it and cut it and whatever else. Oh, hello console. Nice to see you in here again. Again, apologies of me not looking at the chat so regularly, but my head is like pointing to one screen and one screen only at the moment. But I hope you're having a good day. Right. Oof. Bear with me. Bear with me a second. Not much of a morning person, am I? You know what's going to be the hardest part is trying to do like a curve on here. Should be quite interesting. Let's do this bit first. This has like a piece here, and then it has a backing. I don't think the backing is flush with this. I think it's jotted out just slightly. But yeah, so we need to make that piece first. Which has to be here. 90. What day is it today? Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday, isn't it? I wish it was Friday. I don't think I'll be streaming so much. I probably won't be streaming at all next week. I have my brother here visiting. You know what's really funny? Like, I don't have a door on my office at the moment. I can't exactly have like a nice little private corner. I know it's just me in the house right now, but that's fine. I was going to get like a sliding door for the office because it's only small. Like a very small space. So when you have like a door that you push open, you're just going to smack into me. It's almost like a little cubicle. It's nice and cozy. So I don't mind the cubicle feel of it. But yeah, a nice sliding door for it would be quite cool, I think. I just haven't got around to getting one and fixing it up and putting it on. What do we need? We'll probably put this in by 0.05, which is 5 centimeters. Let me see. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes to that. and then cut it. If I can correctly to there. Sweet. It's hard to see what I'm doing with this empty here. What's that? Sorry, I've just seen like a notification on my phone reminding me of something on my calendar. You. So my friend somehow has flooded my calendar with all his junk. And I don't know how he's done that. That's funny. Have to figure that out later. That's so annoying. Why has he done that? Somehow he's used my email address and put it as like family. So on like Google Calendar, it's come up with everything that he's organized that doesn't even involve me. I'm gonna have to tell him that. That's hilarious. Right. Hopefully. Hopefully that looks fine. Might need to make it a little bit thicker. I'm not sure yet. Well, let's trim the top. Doing the same thing. We're going to mark the bevels. I'm going to bevel it along those edges. Weight to... Oh, why not? Do like that. Oh, wait, no, it does. Okay, it wasn't shaded. Okay, sorry, I just noticed like a weird normal error there. It wasn't shaded correctly. I fixed that though. Let's get rid of this excess as well while we're at it. Let's just check our UVs. Yeah, it's not bad. So I have to like tweak these so they just fit a bit better in there. But we'll do that after. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have trimmed too much off the top. I think I can get away with it actually. Because there's like a cavity up there, it seems. I think... Oh, yeah, we can get away with it. It's fine. We'll do it about halfway. And then we'll put a piece of wood that goes across the top this way. Oh, that's... Oh, sorry, I'm just replying to a message. That's funny. Sorry, I'm just checking my calendars. How do I unhide that? That's hilarious. That's so funny. I'll have to check that later. It's not important right now. It's just a minor thing. What he's done is he's organized... Oops. I've accidentally taken the wrong piece of wood here. What was I explaining? Yeah, so my friend has organized a bunch of stuff on his calendar and it's just appeared on mine. Because I think he used my email for like a couple of them. Because some of them do involve me. But I don't know why on my phone it's synced all of them. Funny. So I'll ignore that for now. I'll do that. I'll fix that later. It's not important. Jeez. I accidentally didn't copy a piece of wood, so I just have to extract one. Which is fine. I've got it. It's okay. We haven't lost anything. Now we need this little back into it. I think it's about halfway in, looking at the picture. So I'm going to move... Let's see if I can just select all these pipes. Which I should probably combine again. No, actually I shouldn't, because I need to do the inner tube of them. I think these sit just inside this. Like that. Might need to fudge their position and change the size of them slightly so they fit in here a bit better, because it's clipping there. But we can do that we'll do that later. When I come back to the pipes, I'll do that. Let's just get like the frame of this done. So we need to do, again, I want to array this piece, one to the side, and we also need another array to go vertically. So we want to go in the Z by 1. And that's filled there. We're going to collapse that, and we're going to make sure all the vertices are welded. I think we want the same coming up this way. I actually think... Hang on a second. Where's the picture? Where's the picture? Where's the picture? There it is. I need to see, like, this curve here is going straight into this. So this looks like it's flush. So when building this, I've also got to build it backwards to about here. So I should probably do that now. Just make sure this is the right direction. It is. So we're going to do that again. We're going to copy this here and put it where we need it on I think it's on this vertex, which is very difficult to get to. It's actually here. Okay, I've got it. And put that there. Is that correct? It's almost correct. Now it's correct. So we want to, like, copy it up. This is going to be quite difficult because I have to bend it over this. So I have to wrap my head around how I want to do that exactly, because it's not as straightforward as you may think. So we want to use like a simple deform, and we want to use a bend, and then you want to use it in the correct direction, which can be quite hard to find. Like a 180. We also need to put some cut lines in it. And I think you might have to put it at the origin as well. See, it's doing it, but it's doing it the wrong way. And it's not the right size, obviously. And I think there's 64 cuts in this, if I remember correctly. So maybe we want to do like 32. But we want to put an array before that. This is why I need to put it in the center. Just going to put it in the center of this. And sometimes the deform modifier, I say sometimes it behaves. And it's essentially that. I might re-UV it by hand and put it into position. Wonder if that's the best idea though. Alessandro, greetings from Brazil. He says, hi, greetings from Brazil. Hi. Greetings from England. Brazil's so far away to me. Nice to see you in here. Welcome. I'm just trying to figure out a funny, like a way of putting this on here without absolutely screwing it over. I might actually take this edge here and extrude it outwards, extract it, re-UV it, then mess around with any of the modifiers. Because it is kind of like wrestling with the computer and it's not going to get exactly what I want. So what I'll probably do, what I am going to do, I'm going to try. Excuse me if I don't like read the chat so often, but feel free to like ask questions or like, I mean, say anything you want, ask me anything, or just enjoy me talking and working. It's whatever you prefer. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna extract it out like this. I'm gonna select this portion of it that we just extruded. Extruded. I say extruded. And then we're gonna separate it. So we have this perfect piece now. This is the exact geometry that we want for this curve. But obviously it's not the right section of our trim sheet. So we're going to have to go into the UV editing in a second. I want to select, I want to select the edge that goes straight down the middle at the top, which is probably there. Is it there? I guess it's in between there and there. Well, let's just select that one. I'm going to mark this as a seam. And then we're going to go to our UV editing. Do we want to unwrap? Oh, I actually need to unpin it first. And then unwrap it. I'm trying to think how we can do this without... I think I got an idea. Do it one by one, unwrap. Okay. And we want to shrink it by Might need to divide it up a bit better, actually. Maybe in quarters. So about half in there and about half in there too. Can't exactly be exact because they're not odd or even. I can't remember the exact. Basically, there's no middle point between the two or between the sections. So we're just gonna rough it. You shouldn't notice really. Right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna select one segment of it, which is this piece, and then we're gonna unwrap it first, and then hopefully, if we shrink it by, I mean, if I can get my modifier up, I don't know why that's not coming up. Oh, that's even more annoying. Why isn't that coming up? I want to shrink it by an exact value. That's strange. That's just going to make everything way more difficult. Think. Also need to rotate it. Switch that. Is this a real life church? I remember you saying it's based on a church, but is it the exact replica? It's based on a church. It's almost an exact replica. I would say there's some things that are a little bit different because obviously I don't have all the reference materials from the specific building that I'm doing, which is fine. Sorry, I'm just sort of concentrating while I'm doing this. I mean, it's fine. I just needed a good reference for it, and they had a good reference. And I like the style of the building. So it is kind of a replica in some sense, but I wouldn't call it one exactly. I just don't know why I can't see how much I'm scaling this by. Because like if I do it in here, I scale it, I could do it like by a certain number, but in the UV editor for some reason it's not behaving. So I'm gonna have to kind of fudge it a little bit, but I need to make sure that these edges are on this vertex here. I don't think you'll notice so much, but I just wish it was perfect for my own sanity. You can't have it always your way. Okay, that's how we want it. And we want the rest of them doing the same thing so that they tile. Now, this works in my head correctly. Let's see if it actually works. We need to select that by UV. I want to unwrap it again. I want to rotate it again, and hopefully I've got it the right rotation. We also want to select that. So this and this. Do I have it the right rotation? No, I had it correct before. My bad. We want to put that here. And then here. Actually, we want to shrink it first. If I could have done this by value, it would have been a lot easier because I could have shrunk it by 2. What have I done differently here? You haven't. They just... Hang on a second. Let me just double check my work here. Okay. Because this is shorter. I've been a bit too rough with this. I should have counted them, to be honest. We've got 64. 64 divided by 4. Let's do this correctly. So we've got 64 cuts. I think, anyway. I can't remember exactly. So we divide that by 4, which gives us 16. I should have known that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we want to put the cut line here, not where we had it before. So we're going to put the seam there. We'll remove these ones. Let's do this correctly. Not be hasty about it. Oops. Okay, we're good. So I'm going to unwrap this section. I'm going to shrink it down. Put it over here. Let's select this and this. Okay, we want the wood. We want the wood grain going upwards. So we want it that way around. We want to make sure we get it in this square as accurately as we can with just our little scale. I want to put it there. Actually, let's make sure it's at the edges before I do that. It's just moving it by a couple pixels on either edge so we can get it to tile correctly. First crash of the day, guys. Oh, where did I save it? Where did you save it? I don't think we're that far behind. We are kind of far behind. Okay, I've just lost that bit I was just doing then. This happens a lot. Or unexpectedly. So, yeah. It's kind of annoying. Let's have a look at the chat. So UV editing is my least favorite part of modeling. It's fun to watch people UV mapping though. I hate it too. It's not the funnest part. I just wish there was better like tools for it. I mean, you see all these people making all these AI programs to do 3D modeling, and it looks like crap. Why can't they make a really nice, robust AI program to do UV unwrapping? Because that's something I'd actually pay money for. Than some crappy model generator that looks like ass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we want the 16th one. I'm going to mark the seam. Just doing the exact same thing we just did because it crashed. Select that by UV. Select. Oh, we don't have that one in there. So I want to select this. I want to select that. Just so I can see it in the UV editor. And we want the grain to go upwards. I'm going to save it. Always save. Alright, I'm going to shrink it. Because it's UV and upwards, we need like this edge and this edge to be perfect on here. So when I put one next to it, there should be no seam. This is why I'm sort of putting it into position as best as I can and then grabbing these edges and dragging them to there. There will be like some minor stretching, but it's something you won't notice. You just simply won't because it's like by a couple pixels. Now we need to make sure that this is put to here. So they're all the same. So we got one section done. Now we need to count another 16 and do the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we mark the seam here. So let's select both of these. We want to select... Well, that's kind of annoying, actually. I should have marked all the seams first, unwrapped, then did it. But hey, I've done it this way for some reason. Which is fine. It's no biggie. Rotate it correctly. And we just essentially need to line it up again, just like how we did it. I'm going to select that. Shrink. I have to go now. I'll watch the rest of the stream later. Have a nice day. Christ, God bless you. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Casper. It's nice to know that somebody's actually watching the playbacks of the stream. It's quite nice to know. Sometimes I just think like, oh, I go live, then whoever watched it then and there is probably just the only people who actually bothered to watch it all the way through, or like at least most of it. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it, man, and have a good rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by. It's really nice to know that people are in here enjoying what I'm doing, and it's not all for nothing. Right, here we go. So we got to do this 4 times. So this is the 2nd time. Hopefully, if I've got the orientation correctly, like that's this, no, that's this, and yeah, hopefully I've got the orientation correctly, that these should be seamless. We can check that. I mean, can you see the seam? Yes, yes I can actually. It's right there. It's because it's upside down, isn't it? It is upside down, which is easy to fix. Rotate it completely. Make sure that it's... Am I right? Was it upside down? Or was it correct? Or were my eyes deceiving me? No, I think I was fine before. Yeah, now there's a seam. Okay. What I was looking at before was merely an illusion. But it does... I think my eyes are playing tricks on me. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. I think it looks pretty seamless. We'll know when we put it in engine, and we'll see how the light reacts to it. You know, fingers crossed that it looks acceptable, let's say. Okay. Let me just stretch. Oof. You hear all my bones just clicking. Again, I just need to get the right posture on this chair. I need a new chair. That would be nice. A new office chair. Alright, anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, it's this. Mark seam. Did I mark the seam? Okay, now I've marked the scene. Select all these. Unwrap that section. Flip it this way. Okay, again. Shrink it down. Just make it a little bit bigger. Okay, that looks okay to me. Let's select these two verts and make sure they are perfectly aligned on here so we can get the tiling correctly. Put it there. Yeah, looks great. I might have to do something at the top here, like either raise this slightly. I think I'll raise that slightly. So there isn't this weird, like, well, this weird bit here. Well, we'll fix that later. It's not fair, you know, because I can just see, like, maybe this is taller than that, so maybe we move that down, you know? Hard to tell. I can't spin around an object in a photo, can I? But you just have to, like, make assumptions and kind of, like, work it out in your head, like, you know, you're observing, like, a photo or something, but you can see in your head, like, you know, the shape of it. If you looked at it at a different angle, like, how would that look? I don't know if everybody can kind of work that out in their head. But it's certainly something I can kind of, like, envision when I'm looking at something. I can sort of understand, like, the side that I can't see just based on the side that I can see. Yeah, I don't know if everybody can do that though. This is our last one here now for this little top curve, and then we can do the sides and pray that everything's absolutely fine. Ah! This one's upside down. For whatever reason. How about now? Something's wrong. This one has, like, a more noticeable seam for some reason. Wonder why that is then. So strange. Wonder what I did differently. It's still wrong. That's very interesting. That's very curious. Let's move that there for a second. Let's look at that one. Ah, okay. I can sort of see it now. Wonder if we should check the others. Yeah, they're slightly off. That's why I could see a seam. So we're just gonna double check these. So this here needs to be like that. So there's just like a slight variance which we need to correct. You see here, like this is taller than that, which is causing like this slight seam in everything because it's just slightly off. But we're gonna put it all back to normal. I wonder if that's done it. Just double checking. That looks perfect though. To me anyway, it looks... This looks pretty good. I think it was just being warped left and right here like that, slightly. Which was causing that effect. Now it's actually perfect. Which I'm happy about. We want to tile it from the top of this, don't we? Now this is going to be the tricky bit. Where do I start that? I'll tell you what. Ooh, that is going to be tricky. I think there'll be a seam here. Which is kind of unfortunate. Unless I can work out exactly where on here. That's going to be tricky. It's going to be quite tricky. Oh no, there shouldn't be one. I think it's just orientated wrong. Almost. I think. Isn't it kind of like that? I don't know why I'm doing this by eye. I really should be doing it in the actual UV editing. Yeah, okay. Tell you what we'll do. We'll make this piece exactly like that. And then we'll go back to our layout. And we'll move these pieces. Not with that, we'll do it by stretching. So this is exactly the same size as this. And then in theory, that should be correct as long as it's the right way up, which it's not. I don't think. So let's flip it again and see if I've got it correct this time. I don't know if this is right. I'm just making the assumption that it would be correct. And it looks like I was right. Yes! Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Perfect. Oh, I'm so happy with that. I am so happy with that. That's come out beautifully. I think if I array it down, it should tile. I think it'll be -1. And it does. There you go. That's the perfect curve I had to do by hand, which was really a little bit fiddly. But that should come out quite nicely now. So you won't have any like harsh lines. There shouldn't be anything in the normals or like, you know, it should just look should just look perfect. These aren't the final textures, by the way. These are just ones I slapped on in Substance to just to see what I'm doing, to make sure I'm tiling them correctly. They're just base material, so I just put a wood on this and a wood on that, and then I think just like an aluminium and an AO on this, just to see what I was doing. That's essentially what our model is made up of. I mean, I explained this at the start, but I'll explain it again at the end. You know, we've got this flat wooden piece, which is here, which is a perfect tiled square in the corner, which is an exact quarter of our tiling sheet. And then you've got the top tube here. So if we want to make this any length, we've got that tiling across left and right here. And the same with this cornice, and the same with this arch piece. You've got it there, so we can make it as long as we want because we can tile it left and right here and here. And then anything else that isn't tiled is chucked into this corner, which is the bottom piece here. We still need to go over this texture. We'll do that once the model is complete. We put it in Engine. We'll start tweaking this texture and updating it, putting some dirt, putting some grime on it, and maybe changing the colors, some scratches and abbreviations on it, and just to make it look more realistic. But we'll have a better idea what that would look like once the completed mesh is in with the rest of our organ here. I am quite happy that this is going pretty swimmingly. I think we can finish off this arch. And then what time are we on? Okay, it's just gone past 12 o'clock, so we're almost coming up to lunchtime. So let's put this into position as well. Right, I think this is upside down, actually. It might be. Let's find out. Yeah, I was correct. It was upside down. And there we go. So I'll probably combine these pieces together. Trim the excess. I'll probably select them and shrink them and line them up into this. Ooh, that's going to be... I wonder how we can do that without destroying it. That'll be an interesting one. I wonder if I use a solidifier modifier. A solidify modifier. That's a weird tongue twister. Solidifier modifier. So there's in here, there's one called solidify. Which will allow like a thickness, but I'm wondering if it will preserve the UV of like the outside on the inside, or would it do something completely mucked up? I mean, we can try it now actually, just quickly. Oh, it doesn't like that because I need to, probably because I need to collapse everything. What's this array for? We don't need that. Interesting, that was very curious. Just make sure that nothing's broken because of that. No, we're good. That was weird. Let's make sure that this is welded as well. It should be, actually. It is. And then let's do the solidify. Oh, it's making some weird effect though. Let's see it in this. Ah, I can see why. We'll turn off the fill. We need to figure out the distance between here and here. I think there's a way of measuring, but I'm not sure. We're essentially just going to do that. I might have to figure out the measurement of that. Or I have to do it by eye. I see a mistake as well here. I have to weld all these verts. Make that all nice and neat too. No, it's too much. So 8.5. See, I wonder if we can just do it by eye. Yeah, it's not perfect because it's kind of going down this way. I wonder if we just do like, no. Let's see if it at least preserves a UV. Then it'll be like half the job done. I mean, it looks like it does. And all we need to do is sort of align. I think we'll have to do this by hand. Align all these lines to here. Like tack, 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 tack. Or we put like a little lip there. I think we'll put a little lip there. So we'll make this like a little bit thinner. And then like fill this bit here. And then do like a nice little bevel there. I think that'll look nicer. And we'll do that on all the inside. And then we can recess these inside this little gap here. So put the pipes inside here like this, I think. Something like that. That's where they'll live. We still need to do some detail work here, which will also be like mirrored to here. And then there's also the base of this as well that's got to go down. We can remove that now. Yeah, we need like the base of it as well. I wonder if I'm going to do like a little skirt around the bottom just to tie it all in together. I'm not sure if I want to make this just slightly thicker. I don't know. I don't think it's necessary. I think the thickness of it looks pretty okay. I know this is like a two-tone color, like white and then like this gray. We can color it in engine based on we'll separate like the material IDs. So if I was going to make it white, or I'll keep it like this wood effect, I think the wood effect looks better than the white. But if I was to make it white, I would make the base material of the wood white on these, and then I can then color it in editor. So our shader, you can change the albedo color. By white by default is like default of whatever the base color is, but you can. So I wonder if I have an example like the wall. So you have like the wall, and then you can change the color of the wall to whatever color you want. So you're gonna have purple walls. That makes sense. You can pretty much do it with every material, and obviously if the material is, if the texture is white, then you can color it to whatever color you want. Yeah. So I usually keep like the walls, the base material as a white texture. So then if you want to change the colors of the walls, you can do. It's the same with these carpets as well. Like that's a blue carpet, but all it is doing is, you know, we're just changing the color of the carpet. So we can use the same textures and use all the same textures. So we don't have any new textures for different colors. And we can just color it in the engine. It just saves on texture memory and time and everything else. Yeah, we do it with walls, ceilings, whatever, flooring. You can't do it with everything, obviously. Yeah. Just having a little fly around just to show you guys like where we're at. I mean, nothing's changed in these rooms, obviously. The exterior is more or less complete. There's still inside the tower to do. I don't even know where to begin with that. But the exterior is done. There's like the little ramp at the back. The doors are done. The car park is essentially done. With our nice little puddle effects using our shader that we use for the buildings as well. That's just one big large piece, to be honest. And then these are broke up into its smaller sections. Essentially all of the interiors I've done. Yeah, we're just decking out with props. I feel like at least the main hall needs to be filled out, because it would just look good in screenshots and stuff. And it would just feel like a more complete pack. And I just don't know how far I'm going to go with the props in the back. I wonder if I can just do, you know, like maybe they stored some furniture and just do some props with dust sheets on them. So like a chair, but then we just put a cloth over it, so we don't have to like completely detail out a chair. We just use a simulation of a cloth and bake that down and dirty that up. Just ideas in my head, just thinking like how we can like make these backspaces look interesting, because at the moment they're just boring empty rooms. Then obviously I need to clutter it with props. At the moment I've only got like a book, which we need to put in these, like, it's kind of hard to see, but there's like little book slots on the back of the pews, which I haven't got round to placing all yet. I just placed a few of them just to see what it looked like. Made it a bit messy, which probably a church isn't that messy. But yeah, we're just focusing on this because I feel like let's get out the largest pieces that make the biggest impact. So there's also got to be like some sort of stage for these ones. I'm not sure how I want to do that yet. Just so to like the back benches are raised more than these benches on these side bits here, with some steps or something going between them. It's kind of roughly done at the moment. I don't know what else. Probably some like clutter here, maybe some pipe work, and there's all sorts. You can go as far as you want really with it, and just it's just like the point of saying like when should I stop. I just don't know yet. I was thinking like I'd get this finished by Christmas, and it totally feels like it's like run over time with it. But I'd rather have something that's like good quality, people will probably use it, and you know, I spend my time with it, than half-ass it, rush it out and put it for sale, and then when people start using it, realize it's not as good as it should be. But I'll get it to a point where I'm satisfied, and then hopefully everybody else is satisfied with it. I've never really done like a singular building before. You know, a lot of the work that we publish are modular assets. And this is just like a point of interest sort of building. So it is just, you know, it's not as customizable as everything else. But I say that, but you could say, you know, you could really do whatever the hell you want with this afterwards. Like you can make it look abandoned with like it's boarded up, or there's graffiti on the side, or you know, you got plant life growing on it, or drape some tarp over the top of the roof and make it look like something you would want in your project, your game, or something. Yeah, or like bring in other assets from the marketplace and dress it how you want it. I think it's every day that we add to it, it just looks better and better. I'm getting more satisfied with it, because when we first started out, you know, when you're looking at blocks, it doesn't really look like anything. Sort of have to inject your imagination into it. So it's kind of nice to see something that resembles almost something that's finished, even though it's quite not there yet. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a day with this stream, because it's lunchtime and I need to go have some lunch and sort out a few things with myself. Yeah, tomorrow I have someone over to fit the new boiler, so I won't be streaming tomorrow because they'll probably be very loud in the background, and I honestly don't know how much work I'll get done myself, so I'll just be here offline, finishing up this piece using the same techniques that we've been using today. Just have to finish the rest of the block of it, so the bottom bits here, and obviously inside the arch, and like on these shelving bits, and also these tubes as well. We need to put something in the middle, because at the moment, you know, if you look through them, there's nothing there, which I'm probably gonna just duplicate these, shrink them in, and then flip them, so we don't have to use another texture or anything, and then just cap the top and just UV that to make it look reasonable, like acceptable, essentially. Yeah, and also cap all the tops of this, and then add the extra details that I think should be on here. Quite pleased how it's looking so far. I'm so glad that curve has actually turned out for me pretty good. I say that now, but I'll be satisfied when it looks just as good as it does here in the editor, and and hopefully there's no issues with that. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. Thanks for tuning in. Even if you are watching this afterwards, like some people do. I know my schedule's a bit weird with me just working in the morning, and it is British Standard Time morning, so you know, that's not like the prime time for streaming, but it's the time I can make to do this. So it's either now or really never, because I don't really want to be doing this in the evenings, as I am not at work in the evenings. I need to keep my sanity. What else shall I leave you with? A reminder that our packs on Unreal Marketplace are still on sale until December 3rd. So this is the Black Friday sale. Everything is on 30% off. So you'll find the link in the description. That'll take you to the Unreal Marketplace store page of all our stuff. Any purchase that you do make does actually help me out, because I do this for a living now, and it's my only income is from the sales of those packs. So if you do buy one, either for personal use or put in your game or whatever, or if you're using it for learning materials, you know, just know that you are supporting somebody who's just, you know, doing this for a living. Great. And then it just allows me to create more packs if you like them, you know. I think that's all I need to say. I do post when I go on live on Twitter. I also post it in our Discord, but our Discord is really just mainly for support for the packs that we put on Unreal Marketplace. But I mean, I'm on Twitter and I'm also here. I do read the comments on here as well. So if you like to ask me something, or, you know, just show your support, you know, I am here and I will read it, because I always do. But yeah, I'll leave you with that. I'm gonna put the end screen on now. I hope you have a nice day, and yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you enjoy tomorrow too, because I am not here tomorrow. So I wish you a good tomorrow as well. Yeah. Goodbye, guys. See you. Also, if I can go live Friday, what day is it tomorrow? It's Wednesday today. I thought it was Tuesday today. So Thursday I'll be busy. Friday I'll probably be online again. We'll see. I'll let you know. Goodbye.